In today's video, we are going to look at altcoins, specifically Tau Bittensor, and why do I think is actually superior to Solana, Ethereum, and why do I think after Bitcoin is the biggest innovation we ever seen. So pay attention, good one today. Okay, let's start. What is Tau Bittensor? So Bittensor is an innovative platform that aims to decentralize the development and use of artificial intelligence. So you have these big players like OpenAI, Meta, Tesla, every one of them uses AI. The problem is you have a few people that control one of the most disruptive technologies we ever had, which is AI. Tau is trying to step in, make it decentralized where everyone in the world can access it. So the key features of Tau Bittensor is decentralized machine learning network, proof of intelligence. Instead of just using the computational power to make the network more secure, Tau actually uses that computational power to make the network very intelligent. So very innovative in terms of incentives. They have amazing incentives for subnets to survive. 7,000 to 100,000 are emitted every single day, and then they are distributed to subnets, miners, and validators. Now with eTau, dynamic Tau, everyone can be a participant in the network. As long as you stake your Tau in subnets, you actually control where emissions go. So now everyone is a participant, anyone is a validator actually. As long as you invest and stake into subnets, you actually determine where emissions go. So Tau is composed by miners, validators, and normal participants like me and you, where we can nowadays determine where emissions go through staking in through dynamic Tau. So miners in the Bittensor network, they are not the traditional miners that secure blockchain like Bitcoin by solving cryptographic puzzles. Instead, in Bittensor, miners are AI models that contribute computational power and knowledge to the network by offering machine learning services. So miners very important. Validators actually are responsible by looking at the security, integrity, and functionality of Bittensor. They actually look at the work that miners do, and they see if they are according to the network standards. Nowadays, we are also validators in the sense that actually we can determine where emissions go. So, in my opinion, is the best project I ever seen. The tokenomics are like Bitcoin, 21 million, fairly launched, no VCs involved. The fact that it survived without almost any outside help, it's pretty impressive. And when you look at the ecosystem, when you look at the amount of subnets they have and the amount of amazing projects that are being built, in my opinion, this is a top three project in the next 5 years. Of course, it's a new project, a lot of volatility. Price-wise, it's still suffering, but looking at what's happening is absolutely insane. When you look at someone like Barry Silbert, someone that invested in Bitcoin at $100, the founder of Grayscale, billionaire, and is always actually saying that Tau after Bitcoin is the most innovative project he has seen. Remember, he bought Bitcoin at $100, he's a billionaire, big guy in crypto, and he's constantly shilling Tau because he knows that this is a revolutionary project. I think it's bigger than Solana and Ethereum in the sense, for example, if you go to Solana, you don't have many applications that are really solving real world problems. You have lots of memes. In Ethereum, at the moment, you don't have many really good applications, very slow, doesn't scale. So I think even if I'm a big fan of Solana and Sui, I think Tau actually has even more utility and use cases, because when you go to the subnets, for example, you have amazing ones like Shoots. This is the number one subnet on Tau at the moment, where you can run any AI model in seconds on decentralized infrastructure. Anyone can deploy AI models on decentralized infrastructure within a few clicks. You can select and deploy any model from LLMs to custom code. It's simple, efficient. So Shoots is like general compute. Not only that, it's more than just general compute. They can help you doing every single step. So pretty impressive. Shoots, they actually running DeepSeek and other amazing AI models. I think almost 40% of the decentralized traffic of DeepSeek is on shoots. And if you look at the subnets on Tau, you can see that the market cap is still very, very low. So if you look at this, let's go there. Let's go into Tau. So if you look at the subnets, you can see that the market cap of shoots is 39 million. When you compare with massive other cryptos like Render, they actually have more compute than Render and the cash, and they are better in my opinion. And the market cap is 39 million. So subnets are actually holding pretty well compared to Tau. You have shoots that is amazing. You have Targan, actually also very, very important player in the Tau ecosystem. They're actually now building really cool things like Target Virtual Machine, Syllable is like a search engine. You're gonna have like Tau Terminal, so they are AI infrastructure play as well. Very, very good project. You have Taoshi that they use the best quants in the world to provide trading strategies using AI. You have Templar that is trying to crack decentralized pre-training that will allow for Tau to compete with big companies like OpenAI. If they can crack that, Templar, that's why it's increasing so much. If you look at this, Templar number 5th, really, really good project as well. So you have so many good AI projects in Tau that is insane. Like I never seen any project that has this quality of projects. And when you look at the market cap, 39 million, 25, 17, all these projects, Shoots, Targan, Proprietary Trading Network, Templar, Gradient's also amazing one for inference, Cilium Compute. When you look at all these projects, can easily become billion-dollar projects. So if all of these projects become 1 billion, or at least 3, 4, 5 of them, you're gonna see Tau at 50 to 100 billion. And this is just starting. Subnets are really young. They have around 1 month and a half, 2 months was released in February. So 2 months, just imagine end of the year, probably we're gonna have hundreds of subnets. At the moment, I think we have around 74 to 75. End of the year is gonna be around hundreds of them. Just imagine the quality of companies you're gonna have in Tau. So for me, there is no competitor for Tau Bittensor. Limitless, of course, short-term volatility. It could go even to $100, no problem. What's happening in the ecosystem, I never seen before. And I think has more utility than Solana, Ethereum, all of them. That's why it's my number one conviction. Still think having Solana and Sui is really good. We should have some diversification, but I think Tau, looking at what's happening there, the amount of innovation, the amount of people, of teams, there is nothing like this. So really amazing project. Now let's look into the charts. Let's look into altcoins. So if you look at Bitcoin, currently we are at 84K. There is not much going on. I think the big move for Bitcoin will come around 5 of May. This is because of money supply. So money supply has been really good indicator for Bitcoin. So if you look at this, you can see that Bitcoin and money supply, which tracks the amount of money in circulation and deposits, you can see that Bitcoin has been following money supply with 107 days of lag. You have to know that it takes 107 days for Bitcoin to follow what money supply does. There is a 90% correlation between Bitcoin and money supply over 1 year, which is insane. So if this keeps following money supply around May, I think we're going to have a big move. Of course, it's not going to be exactly like this, but still I expect a good month for Bitcoin. At least looking at this, there is always chances that that doesn't happen. But I think looking at money supply, we're going to have a good move in May. So that's one of the things I'm looking at for Bitcoin currently. Other than that, we are still in a downtrend, making lower lows and lower highs until we break above 95K. We are still in a downtrend. If you look at the 12 and 21 EMAs, which is a really, really good indicator to look at the trend, we are in a downtrend. As you can see here, we were in a really good trend since 61k. Then here we're starting to lose the 12 and 21, and after that we started the downtrend around February. So I think we don't lose 70k. I think my worst case scenario would be a quick move towards 70s, low 70s, maybe 72, 73. This was previous all-time high for Bitcoin in last cycle. So I think we don't lose 70k. Also, there is a chance that we don't even lose 76. This is a really good demand zone, 50 exponential moving average on the weekly. So this is where I'm expecting Bitcoin to bounce around this level. If you look at momentum indicator, we still have a lot to go higher, almost at the lows. The last 3 times that momentum indicator was this low, Bitcoin had a big move. So around here, Bitcoin went from 26 to 48. Then the last time we were this low on momentum indicator, Bitcoin went from 53 to 110. Again, I think from here we might have a move to new all-time highs. My invalidation, and as a trader, you always have to have invalidation where you are wrong, is to start closing below 70k. If that happens, if Bitcoin starts to close below 70k, probably gonna have a time of really bad for crypto, of bad gains. So that's what I'm looking at currently. Now let's look at Bitcoin dominance, very, very important chart as well. So Bitcoin dominance, very, very strong. That's why you see altcoins are suffering for almost 2 years. So if you look at this since January, almost 3 years, August of 2022, that Bitcoin has been outperforming almost every single altcoin. You have, of course, some altcoins that are still doing well. Majority of them is still suffering. So Bitcoin dominance, very, very strong. Last cycles, we only had an alt season when Bitcoin dominance hit between 70 to 74%. As you can see here in these origin squares, you can see that we had alt season every time Bitcoin hit 70%. Also, we are transitioned from quantitative tightening to quantitative easing. Historically, we had the biggest bull market we ever had happened when the Federal Reserve started quantitative easing, meaning they were buying US treasuries and mortgage-backed securities. And of course, everything pumped, risk on environment, and altcoins, of course, did very, very well. So maybe same thing will happen. We're going to have quantitative easing, I think, at least next year, but still think we're going to have a good year ahead, at least for a few altcoins. And I think we are close to the top for Bitcoin dominance. So in terms of alts, I think we're still going to have a good year. Something very important is Ethereum, really, really weak. I think Ethereum is going to have a good bounce around 1,500. I don't think we lose this level. Of course, if we do this, if we lose 1,500, expect Ethereum to go to bear market lows around 1,000. Ethereum has been key for altcoins last few cycles. This cycle has been really, really bad. If you look at this, there is a potential bottom for Ethereum against Bitcoin around 0.019. This is the level that Ethereum went up against Bitcoin around 400%. So I think around this level, Ethereum is going to bounce. Also, if you look at momentum indicator, is at the lows. So I think even if Solana and Sui for me are superior to Ethereum, I still think Ethereum is going to have a bounce. It's still the second biggest crypto with the biggest EVL, I think around 50 or 60 billion of total value locked. So people still trust Ethereum, but maybe this is the last cycle where Ethereum has a second place, and maybe we're going to see Solana in second. It wouldn't surprise me. In terms of altcoins, Tau in a really good level to DCA, around 200s. As long as we are above 200 is good. Below 200, we could have a move to 124. This would be my worst case scenario for Tau. Still long term, this is an amazing buying opportunity. What's happening in the ecosystem is insane. So around this level is a really opportunity for long term to make 10x on Tau, no problem. Sui being very strong, actually, one of the coins that has been holding the best. around this level is really good to DCA into SU, in my opinion. As long as we are above 162, I think it's one of the few altcoins that will do very well. Amazing technology, amazing community, lots of developers. The team is insane. One of the few projects that I think actually can compete with Solana. Another one is Sonic, one of the few layer ones that actually like it as well. Big transition from Phantom to Sonic. You have one of the fastest and cheapest layer ones in the space, almost already outcompeting Solana in terms of throughput. So also very good. Another one I really like is Hyperliquid. I think has a lot of potential as a decentralized exchange. Around between $13 and $10 is a good dollar cost average. And of course Solana, very safe. Still think will be second highest crypto. And what I'm looking at the moment is this level, 120. If Solana loses 120, expect this to come towards $100 to $80. Still think this will do very well, but in terms of trend, is in a downtrend. Only if we start closing above 180, Solana becomes bullish. So these are the coins I'm looking at. I'm not paying attention to anything else. There are still good coins. Aweave is also an interesting one in a downtrend. But other than that, I think these are the best coins you can hold that have community, technology, really smart team. So those are the ones. Also, Mantra is interesting one for real world assets. I just think had a big move, and I think now we'll start going down, starting a downtrend. And I think around $3 is a good dollar cost average for also Mantra. So that's it, guys. Thank you very much. If you want to work with me, send me a message on Instagram. If you want to be part of my Discord, remember, TikTok is full of scammers. So if you want to message me on Instagram. Thank you very much.